Hi, this is Marcel from Pentacles. Just wanted to do a brief video explaining the difference between bespoke and made to measure, also known as custom, and those two processes, what the differences are and what's going to work best for you and kind of making that decision of what we do. So I hope you enjoy. We'll jump right into it and start off with made to measure, also known as custom. This is what most people in the United States do. Even when they use the words bespoke, typically they just do what is custom. So if you're familiar with that, it involves taking measurements that are based on an existing pattern. So it requires us knowing your size, if you're a 38 regular, 40 short, etc. Based on that pattern, that existing pattern, we alter it down based on your measurements. And so we take a certain set of measurements. With us, it takes about 2 months to complete. With some people, it can take as little as a week or 2 weeks. And typically when it's done by machine. Ours is a mix of machine and hand sewing, mostly hand sewing. So you take those measurements, you are able to choose certain options. So you can choose pockets, you can choose single-breasted, double-breasted, lapels, certain details, but it's still limited. Once you come back after you've had your measurements taken, with a lot of places, you're done. The garment is finished. Everything is on. The buttons are on. Linings are in. It's totally done. If there are alterations that are necessary, you can pin it up and send it to an alterations place. But the garment is essentially finished. We require 2 fittings as we use a basted jacket, but I'll explain that a little further on when we get into bespoke. But it's not as much of a time-consuming process. A bit more straightforward. With pretty standard options, fairly a customizable jacket. So like I said, once we've taken your measurements, you come back. The next time you come back, you are ready to go. You can take your new suit home, new garment home. Everything is done. And that is the made to measure or custom process. So you hear the word bespoke a lot. A lot of people use it. A lot of people don't do it. There are probably about 10 or 12 of us in the entire United States who actually do authentic bespoke. And that process takes about 4 to 6 months to complete. Our bespoke is entirely sewn by hand. It's about 40 to 60 hours of hand work. Takes a lot of time to complete. Instead of an existing pattern, doesn't matter if you're a 40 short, 50 long, whatever, this is your own pattern that's created for you. And so that allows you a lot more freedom to do whatever you want. It's totally up to your imagination. As you can see here, we'll sketch things out. If you have particular pockets or things that you need to fit in a certain way, we've done everything from pitching sleeves back to adding shoulder straps. It's essentially limitless, but it takes a lot more time gathering those measurements, taking pictures, and making sure we get every little angle and detail about you to begin creating this garment. And so when you come back the next time we see you, you'll have what's called a basic fitting. This is what a bespoke garment looks like. If anyone says they do bespoke, the next time you come back from having your measurements made, it better look like this or it is not bespoke. These are basic stitches. Essentially, they just hold the shell of a garment together. So it is not completed. There are rarely even pockets on it. It's literally just some fabric that's held together. Most of the major adjustments are made during this stage. I can literally rip the sleeves off of it if need be. This is what starts out the bespoke process and where the major changes are made. So you can still change things if you want to change your mind. Even in the next stage, which is going to be your forward fitting, the jacket, the garment is still not done. You can still make changes here. Some of the basic stitches are still in it. Typically we'll add pockets. If you haven't decided on pockets, we can decide on them at that stage. With our bespoke stuff, we also source a lot higher quality materials. So we'll source certain buttons and threads and all those things before we finalize it. So at this stage, we're really just trying to make sure we nail down the fit and that everything works well, even if we have to tear it apart. Fast forward a few months later, about 4 to 6, and we're at our final fitting stage. At this point, all the buttons have been sewn on, pockets are on, any intricate detailed stitching and features, everything is done. Now you have a final completed garment. If everything looks good, everything fits you properly, you can take it home and you have a completed garment and you're ready to go. So those are the two processes. They're not the same. Custom and bespoke are not the same. So what's going to work best for you? Which one should you do? Totally up to you. This is a side-by-side comparison of a client of ours in both his bespoke and custom jackets. It comes down to 4 factors. The first is going to be time. How much time do you have? Our made to measure takes 2 months. Our bespoke process takes 6 months. Really depends on how much time that you have. Budget. Again, our made to measure stuff typically starts a little north of $2,000. Bespoke starts around $4,000. So how much are you willing to invest up front for this piece? Totally up to you. Like I said, bespoke is a much higher quality and much more involved process, therefore a lot more expensive, but typically lasts a little longer. Those are the garments you can pass down to people a bit more involved. Fit and sizing. If you have a certain kind of fit, if you can't find anything that fits off the rack, even if custom things you've had made don't quite fit as well, you're more than likely gonna need to go bespoke. You're gonna be happier with bespoke. You are getting your own pattern. It's going to fit you. We can literally take this thing apart and shape this to your body, cut it to your body. This is a one-off garment. The last option is going to be options and quality. If you have particular ideas, you want something unique, something you can't find anywhere else, something that doesn't exist, this is where we make it happen. This is where imagination comes into play. And those are going to be essentially the 4 factors that determine whether you go bespoke and made to measure. Like I said, we are one of the few brands that do bespoke in the United States and one of the few that do the Neapolitan style, which is totally unstructured. There's no canvas, no shoulder padding, no nothing. It's literally just fabric for those that go without the canvas. So you can hold it up and see straight through it. Perfect for warm weather. If you like what you see, you can absolutely schedule a consultation if you're in the Richmond, Charlottesville area. We also take trips to DC and New York periodically, and you can book a consultation directly through our website here. Also, feel free to follow us on Instagram at Pentacles. We post fittings and pictures, and you get a lot more details that aren't always on the website. So follow us there as well. Shoot us an email, give me a call. I'm more than happy to help. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that this helps everyone. Thank you. Take care.